Good morning, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Daily Motion. This is Rich again, back for your first video blog of the day for Friday, January 23rd, 2015, around 5:08 in the morning in Billerica, Massachusetts. Some news to report. The Boston Celtics beat the Portland Trail Blazers by a score of 90-89. And tomorrow, the southern New England could get hit with a major winter storm of heavy wet snow and rain at the coast. And 31 years ago today, Hulkamania was born when Hulk Hogan defeated the Iron Sheik to win the WWE Championship for the first time at Madison Square Garden in New York City. And also 31 years ago today, the classic TV game show Hot Potato, hosted by Bill Cullen, made its debut on NBC, but was given the noontime def slot. Many NBC affiliates passed on that to show their local news coverage, and Hot Potato was seen in Boston on WQTV 68. And that's about it on that. My next subject is my review on the 1990 WWE Royal Rumble pay-per-view in Anaheim, California at the Honda Center. This was the 12th annual WWE Royal Rumble, and the main theme was the Royal Rumble match between that Stone Cold Steve Austin was entered at, and he was discontinuing his feud with Mr. McMahon. And also, this Royal Rumble was known for the I Quit match between The Rock and Mankind for the WWE Championship. Some of the matches before it happened on the pay-per-view for the Royal Rumble were as this: Christian defeated Jeff Hardy in a dark match, which was not seen on television or on Sunday Night Heat. This was just to get the warm-up on the crowd. The matches that happened on Sunday Night Heat were Scorpio and Bob Holly, who were part of Al Snow's Job Squad, defeated Too Much Brian Christopher and Scott Taylor in a tag team match on Sunday Night Heat. And also WWE Champion Mankind faced off against Mabel, who made his return to the WWE at the 1999 Royal Rumble. Mabel was just to soften up Mankind for The Rock later on in the pay-per-view. And here's the matches that happened on the WWE Royal Rumble pay-per-view. This Royal Rumble was called by Michael Cole and Jerry the King Lawler. Michael Cole was substituting for good old JR, who was battling a case of Bell's palsy around this time. So Michael Cole had a substitute for good old JR. And here are the matches. The first match was a hardcore match. The Big Boss Man, who was the hardcore champion at the time, faced off against the Road Dogg Jesse James. And this was a very typical Boss Man match, a lot of brawling and stuff, and the Road Dogg actually got control of this match for a while, but in the end the Boss Man won the match. It was a typical Boss Man match, nothing special. And also at this time, the Boss Man was the co-holder of the WWE Tag Team Champions with Ken Shamrock, who was also the Intercontinental Champion, and they defeated the New Age Outlaws on Raw in December. The second match on the WWE Royal Rumble pay-per-view in 1999 was for the Intercontinental Champion. It was the Badass Billy Gunn against Ken Shamrock, and this was a very competitive match, and there was some interference by Val Venus, who gave a DDT to Ken Shamrock, who was, when the referee was out, and Billy almost won the Intercontinental Championship 1-2, but Shamrock kicked out. The ending of this match had Ken Shamrock put Billy Gunn in the ankle lock submission, and Billy tapped out, and Ken Shamrock retained the Intercontinental title, this was a decent match. There was rumors that Billy Gunn was supposed to win the Intercontinental title at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, but he showed up late to the Royal Rumble, and they had to change it. The third match was for the WWE European Championship. It was between Gangrel and X-Pac, who was the current European champion at the time. This match was, decent. There was actually a major screw-up in this match when in the middle of the match, the referee counted X-Pac down 1, 2, and almost 3. The crowd thought it was 3, and people thought Gangrel was the new Intercontinental Champion, but European Champion. But X-Pac won the match with a X Factor, which and a Bronco Buster, a typical X-Pac match, nothing to write home about. The fourth match on this pay-per-view was for the women's title in a strap match. Luna Vachon with Shane McMahon against Sable, the current women's champion at the time. Sable was her back was being injured, and a lot of people were saying she was going to forfeit the title. And she said, ring the damn bell. This was a typical strap match for a woman's match. It was a decent match. Shane McMahon tried to interfere. The ending of this match had Luna Vachon touching one corner, but Sable was touching another. And third corner, third corner, Shane McMahon was distracting the referee, and then the fan comes out, a woman fan, and punches Luna Vachon, and Sable gets the fourth turnbuckle and retains the women's title. That woman turned out to be Tori. Several weeks later, she was a big fan of Sable, and she was stalking Sable. And then the fifth match on this pay-per-view card for the WWE World Championship, it was Mankind against the current WWE champion against The Rock, and it was a I Quit match, which was a street fight and stuff like that, no disqualification. This was one of the best matches in Royal Rumble history besides the Royal Rumble. It was a very back and forth match, a lot of weapons, a lot of chairs, a lot of bumps and stuff like that. Mankind took a big bump off one of the equipment, which was pretty good. And The Rock was just beating him up like crazy. He puts handcuffs behind his back and continues to beat him up. And the ending of this match had Mankind say, I quit, but it wasn't really him who said it, I quit. It was a previously taped interview that Mankind did before the pay-per-view on Sunday Night Heat. He says, I will never say, I quit. And The Rock won World Wrestling Entertainment Championship for the second time when he beat Mankind in that submission match, even though Mankind said, I did not quit. One of the greatest matches for The Rock and Mankind of all time. They had good chemistry together while feuding with each other. And then the main event was the 1999 WWE Royal Rumble matchup. It was 30 men. The winner of the Royal Rumble always gets a title shot at the WWE champion, whoever that may be. In this Royal Rumble was continuing a feud with Austin and McMahon, and McMahon put Austin in at number 1, so he had no chance, and then McMahon put himself as number 30, so he could have a better chance. But WWE Commissioner Shawn Michaels at the time said that McMahon was going to go in at number 2, and they had a kind of a Royal Rumble match on Monday Night Raw to see who was number 30, and Chyna was number 30. And Austin and McMahon start off this Royal Rumble, and they were beating. Austin was beating McMahon up. Then another wrestler comes in, Golga, and then he gets thrown off over the top by Austin, and then Austin and McMahon continue to fight into the crowd. They go under the ropes, so they're still in it, and they fight all over the crowd, and they show the corporation attacking Stone Cold, and Stone Cold's taken out on a stretcher on an ambulance to the local hospital. And then this Royal Rumble had other wrestlers come in. They had Mabel, who took the place of one of the headbangers, Headbanger Mosh. He beat him up, knocked him out cold, and Viscera Mabel eliminates some men, but then the Ministry of Darkness, the Undertaker's group, had came in and interfered. Mabel eliminated him, and then they kidnapped Mabel, and then they had more wrestlers come in, and then Vince McMahon comes into the broadcasting booth, and he's dressed in sweats, and he says Stone Cold's been eliminated and stuff like that. Also, McMahon had a bounty, a $100,000 bounty for any wrestler to eliminate Stone Cold Steve Austin over the top rope. He was going to pay for it, pay them $100,000, but if that really happened, I bet McMahon would not have paid that wrestler $100,000 to eliminate Stone Cold, and whoever did, if it was a heel, probably would have had it, would probably turned on McMahon and turned face. And then Stone Cold, they showed the ambulance coming back, and Stone Cold was back. He was driving the ambulance, and then he was eliminating wrestler after wrestler. And it came down to the final two, McMahon and Austin. And Austin was like beating up on McMahon, but then The Rock distracted Austin, and then McMahon threw Austin over the top rope, and Vince McMahon won the 1999 Royal Rumble, and he was going to go to WrestleMania 15 to face the champion. And the Stooges were there, Pat Patterson and Jerry Briscoe, and Vince's son Shane. He was so excited and stuff like that. Lawler's commentary on this was pretty awesome because he was really rooting for McMahon, and I wish, Jerry the King Lawler would have made a perfect stooge to Vince McMahon around this time, because putting him over on the commentary was pretty good. But I don't think really that would have worked out in the long run. I bet McMahon probably would have liked Lawler's tactics, and probably that would have turned Vince inadvertently face on Lawler, because Lawler was a great heel announcer in the WWE, and fans probably didn't want to see a match between Lawler and Vince around this time, because both were heels. But probably with the WWE, they probably would have inadvertently turned Vince face over Lawler, and that's another story for another day. And this Royal Rumble match was probably one of the poorly planned ones of all time, with the flow of it, a lot of wrestlers being interrupted and stuff, and waiting for time. But this was just to get the continuation feud with Austin and McMahon, which was probably the best WWE feud of all time. The other match on this card with The Rock and Mankind was a very classic match, and the other four matches were very decent, but they're nothing to write home about. This Royal Rumble card was basically the Royal Rumble match and The Rock versus Mankind. All the others were just setups for other things. It was just filler. And that's about it on that. Tomorrow I'm going to review the 2000 WWE Royal Rumble, and I'll be back later. Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and Daily Motion. 2 more video blogs. One's going to be about why a number 16 seed in the NCAA men's basketball tournament will never be the number 1 seed and the third and final video blog will be about Louis Anderson tonight, comedian. See you later.